Last Tuesday at 3 a.m., I was launching a client's e-commerce site when DNS PROBE FINISHED NXDOMAIN killed everything. 1 hour earlier, the preview was perfect. Now, dead. But here's what changed the game. Instead of spending hours troubleshooting blindly like I used to, I used AI-powered DNS analysis and fixed it in 8 minutes flat. Let me show you exactly how I did it and why this approach beats traditional troubleshooting every time. Here's the thing. DNS errors in 2025 are way more complex than they were 5 years ago. You've got CDN complexity, IPv6 conflicts, regional DNS variations, and security interference all creating chaos. Most tutorials give you the same old manual methods that worked in 2018, but fail now. By the end of this video, you'll have an 8-step system that works for any DNS error, plus the AI tools that cut my troubleshooting time by 70%. Let's dive in. First, let's understand what's actually happening. Think of DNS as your internet's personal translator. You typed website.com. DNS converts that to a computer address like 192.168.1.1, and your browser knows where to go. DNS PROBE FINISHED NXDOMAIN is Chrome saying, I tried to translate that website name, but it doesn't exist in my dictionary. The NX domain part means non-existent domain. There's just a communication breakdown somewhere. Here's my secret weapon now. Before I touch any settings, I use AI to understand what's actually broken. I'm using DNSai.com here, but there are several good options. I enter the problematic domain. And watch this. The AI analyzes DNS records from multiple global locations instantly. Look at this output. It's telling me which DNS servers are responding versus failing, showing me regional variations, giving me specific error codes, and most importantly, recommending exactly what to try next. Now for the quick wins. Most people just run ipconfig/flush DNS and call it done. That's not enough anymore. Here's my complete Windows flush method. I run these commands in sequence. Don't worry, you can get these commands from my blog post listed in description. This is for Windows, for Mac, and this is for Linux. The key is doing all of these, not just one. Each clears a different layer of cached DNS data. Here's where most people go wrong. They randomly try DNS servers. I use a strategic approach. Tier 1 servers first. Cloudflare's 1.1.1.1 and 1.0.0.1 for speed. Google's 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4 for reliability. I'm going to Windows Settings. Click on Network and Internet on the left and go to Properties. In the middle of the window, you can find Edit next to DNS Server Assignment. Go there, choosing Manual, activate IPv4, and add my preferred servers. I am choose Cloudflare. First one and paste on preferred DNS. And the key is adding both primary and secondary servers for redundancy. So let's add the second one on alternate DNS. Click Save. Then restart the browser and test. Chrome hides DNS data in places most people never find. I go to Chrome/netinternals/DNS and clear the host cache, then Chrome/netinternals/sockets to flush socket pools. But here's the deeper fix. Chrome/flags and reset all experimental features. This catches edge cases where beta features interfere with DNS resolution. Firefox users need about config, search for network, TRR mode, and temporarily set it to 0 to disable DNS over HTTPS. Method 5, Network Configuration Deep Dive. IPv6 conflicts are huge now. Most websites are still IPv4, but your system tries IPv6 first and fails. I go to Control Panel, Network and Sharing Center, change adapter settings, properties, and uncheck Internet Protocol version 6. Then I check the hosts file. Look for lines starting with 127.0.0.1, followed by website names. These can override DNS entirely. Remove suspicious entries, but back up the file first. When basic methods fail, you need to check if the problem is global DNS propagation. I'm opening whatsmydns.net here, which is whatsmydns.net tool for checking DNS consistency worldwide. I enter the problematic domain, select the record type, usually A records for basic websites, CNAME for subdomains, or MX for email issues. Then I hit check and watch the global results come in. Look at this. If you see green check marks in some countries but red X's or different results in others, that's a classic DNS propagation issue. The changes exist, they just haven't spread everywhere yet. This can take up to 48 hours, but usually resolve in 2 to 6 hours. Router problems are sneaky because they affect every device on your network. Here are the signs. Multiple devices showing the same DNS error. Restarting your router temporarily fixes it. Or your router admin panel shows DNS-related errors in the logs. For quick diagnostic, disconnect computer from the router and plug it directly into the modem. This bypasses the router completely. Now test the problematic website. If it works now, the router is definitely your problem. Time for a firmware update or factory reset. If it still doesn't work, the issue is upstream, either your modem, ISP, or the website itself. So use mobile data to check the same website. If it works but Wi-Fi doesn't, the problem is maybe with the ISP. Call ISP or switch to public DNS servers. Method 7. WordPress-specific fixes. If you're running WordPress, SSL certificates cause tons of DNS headaches. After installing SSL, WordPress sometimes gets confused about URLs. I check SSL status using SSL Lab's online tool or just look for mixed content warnings in my browser. Those little not secure messages are dead giveaways. The fix is usually simple. Check for mixed content errors. Make sure your SSL certificate covers all subdomains, and update your WordPress URL settings to use HTTPS instead of HTTP. CDN issues are another WordPress killer. Common problems: Cloudflare proxy conflicts, CDN pointing to wrong server, or regional CDN failures. Quick test. Temporarily disable your CDN, then test direct server access. If the site works without CDN, your problem is CDN configuration, not DNS. Re-enable and fix the CDN settings. Method 8. The game changer. Instead of waiting for DNS problems to hit, use AI to monitor and catch issues early. DNS Sense gives you AI-powered threat detection. Dynatrace handles performance monitoring. For smaller sites, I set up custom scripts using APIs for automated health checks. This catches problems before users even notice. Here's a simple Python monitoring script I use. It checks DNS health every 15 minutes and sends alerts when something breaks. The key is the try except block. If DNS resolution fails, it catches the error and can email you immediately. Instead of discovering DNS problems at 3 a.m. from angry customers, you get proactive alerts. Set this up once, and you'll never be surprised by DNS failures again. This automated approach has saved me countless emergency calls. The beauty of AI monitoring is it learns your normal patterns and alerts you to anomalies. Much smarter than just checking if a site is up or down. DNS issues solved. With these 8 methods, you now have a comprehensive toolkit for diagnosing and fixing any DNS error. Start with AI-powered diagnosis and work through the methods systematically. Remember, AI diagnosis first, then strategic DNS switching, comprehensive cache clearing, and systematic troubleshooting. This approach has cut my DNS fixing time by 70%, and it'll work for you too. If this saved you hours of frustration, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. Drop a comment below and tell me which method worked for your DNS nightmare. I love hearing about real victories from viewers. Subscribe for more AI-assisted troubleshooting guides.